I want to show you how we identify participants within the mEMA system. So as you probably know already, we don't take any personally identifying information or PII into the system, so we don't have your participant's name, their phone number, their email, nothing that could identify them. So obviously we need a way of making sure that all the data coming from a phone is related to one person and keeping that all together. So we have 3 different identifiers which I want to lead you through to help you understand how you will be able to identify the data once it comes out of the mEMA system, and how you might be able to then map it with other identifiers you have for that same person. So I'm logged into a demo account here, and you'll see that every account in the mEMA system, including your own and any that you create, any participant accounts you create once you're in the mEMA system, will automatically be assigned 2 different identifying numbers. One is an 8-digit mobile code, which is unique to that person, and the other is what we call the subject ID. And they also have what we call a screen name, which can be any alphanumeric string. In this case, it's Demo 076. So I'll briefly tell you what each of these are, and then I'll go show you where they all show up in the platform so you can understand how they work together. So the screen name, in this case Demo 076, is something that you can type in. You can control what this is. So if you have another identifier out of a different system, or you have some system of coding participants, then you can use that within the mEMA system. You can just type this in when you create the account, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. So then once you do that, the system will automatically generate what we call the mobile code, which is this 8-digit unique number, and that's unique to Demo 076. And that's the code that Demo 076 will type into their mEMA app once they've downloaded it to their phone. And they just do that one time at the beginning of the study and press download. And then all the assignments and notification schedules and everything you've set for them will be pulled down onto their phone. So that's one crucial code, and that's the one you give to them. And then the third one is what we call the subject ID, and this is what's going to show up in the data file. So we're going to go look at that as well, so you'll be able to see how that appears. So when you create a participant account in the mEMA platform, you're going to go in here, you're going to press this little button, and this is where you'd be able to type in whatever 76, whatever name you have for them. Obviously don't use their real name, but whatever identifier that you have for them, and that could come from some other system. And then you do this, no_email, and then the password can be whatever you want. It doesn't matter because they're actually never going to log in to the system. So I usually just copy the screen name and put it in there. And then you'll be able to put them into one of your groups, and we'd have got this set up for you already. So that's all you have to do to create an account. And as soon as you do that, I'm not going to do it because we've already done it, but as soon as you do that, it's going to generate an account, which you can then go into your people finder and find it. So I'm part of this test group here. I'm going to search within that test group, and somewhere in here is Demo 076, and I can just use the find function to help that show up. So here I can see their mobile code, I can see the dummy email that the system generated for them, which you don't need to bother with, it's just another identifier for us. You can see the mobile code which you're going to give them, they type that into their app, and you can see their subject ID number, and this is their screen name that you control. So let's go and look then in the data table for this particular person. So I can see that we just did an instance of the mEMA demo survey on this date. So I'm going to go look at the mEMA demo survey and see if we can spot their particular data in there. So the thing I need is the subject ID, so 2144. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to the survey editor. And here I've already been working with the mEMA demo survey, so that's the one that's up and live. And then I'm just going to hit the data file, flat data file button, so that we can generate a data file. And then here's the data file. So here's the data file. So you can see there's this column subject ID. There's also another column called respondent ID, And that you don't have to worry about. It's all, for you, if you're using mEMA, it's always going to be the same as the subject ID. The reason it's there is because we have some platforms where the respondent is different from the subject. For instance, when we're working with children and it's their parents and caregivers that are responding. But in your case, if you're using mEMA, you just need to look at the subject ID number. So I'm going to use the find function. I'm going to paste in 2144, which was our subject ID number. And it's going to take us down the file to this particular row. So this is that instance that we previously saw that they had completed on March 11th at 4:23. And you can see that all their data are in that row. And that all the other subjects are obviously identified by their own subject ID number. So that's how you identify somebody inside the data sheet. Now let me go back to the main mEMA page for this person, Demo 076. So if you have put in a different identifier from another system or another coding scheme as the screen name, then what you're going to be able to do, then you're going to have a data sheet that's got the subject ID number in, which is different from the screen name. So it's just another level of de-identification for us, that the screen name doesn't go into the data file. But what you can do is open up the people finder and again bring up your group, test group. There we go. And maybe you can just search for one individual person. Let's do that rather than the whole group. So here I can see, so I can just copy and paste this. You can copy and paste the entire table and just paste it into Excel. You do paste special and it'll strip out all the formatting, and then you'll just have a column with ID, screen name, role, and mobile code and email, and you can strip out the ones that you don't need. And if you have a very large set of participants and this seems cumbersome, then just let us know and we can easily generate a report that just comes right out in Excel for you, so that you can use that as a map between your screen name that you get to control and the subject ID number that's in the data table. And then you can simply go back into Excel, into your data table, and maybe take this column and just do a find and replace the respondent ID, which is the same as the subject ID, with the screen name or your coding or whatever it is that you want to replace it with. I hope that answers any questions you have about the 3 different types of identifiers that we have in the mEMA platform. And if we can help you in any other way to understand how the data are identified, please get in touch with us.